Welcome to Firhill in Glasgow for the grand final of the transfer window, sponsored by Arnold Clark. We're live on PLZ Soccer on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter for this fantastic event. I'm Peter Martin, Alan Ruff is alongside me, and we are here hoping one of our prize winners will walk away with a Peugeot 3008. Yes, win a car here with Arnold Clark. It's going to be a great day. It sounds fairly simple, but all we have to do is transfer a ball through a moving car in the window. Whoever is able to do it wins the Peugeot 3008. Sounds easy, Ruffy. It could be tough.
Yeah, it certainly will be, but obviously I've been talking to the contestants behind us. Every one of them were tucked up in bed by 9 o'clock last night, all eager to go, and had a few practices, but I'm sure somebody will win it at the end of the day.
Yep, Ruffy set the scene. The contestants are here. They were in bed by 9 o'clock last night, and the good news is they can take the kick themselves, or they can use our professional footballers. And the good news about our professional footballers, they were out till 3:30 in the morning in Glasgow preparing for this competition. So we'll have a chat with them just shortly. But let me explain to you the rules right now, and let's get to know our prize winners that little bit better. They all answered 3 simple questions with Arnold Clark, and we picked 8 lucky prize winners here today, and they're here, and I'm going to zip across and just give you an indication of how far travelled they are. First of all, tell me your name and where you're from.
I'm Lucy and I'm from Nottingham.
Are you excited, Lucy?
I'm very excited.
Have you been practising for the kick?
No.
Right, so you're going to use a professional footballer?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Okay, next man.
Damien from Wishaw.
Damien, you look calm, collected, you've got your shorts on. Does that suggest that you'll be taking the kick?
Probably not.
Okay, there you are. There's a man who understands. Try and put the odds in your favour here. And who is this man?
Lee from Wimsby.
Okay, you've travelled a wee bit, Lee. You've had a look. Is it going to be easier, or do you think it's going to be a tough day?
I think it's going to be tough.
Tough. Okay, we'll check it. Are you going to take the kick yourself?
I'll leave it to professionals.
Okay, leaving it to the professionals. Now, I wonder which team this lady supports. Let's get to know her a little bit better.
I'm Jo from Edinburgh.
Okay, Jo, you've had a look at it. Are you going to be taking the kick, or are you going to use a professional?
I think we'll leave it to the professional.
Yeah, and what about the car? I mean, looks good. 3008 Peugeot. Would be good to drive away to Edinburgh in it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
okay. Confidence booming there. Let's get to know this lady.
Gail,
And where are you from, Gail?
Yoker.
Okay, so not too far travelled. And of course, have you got family here who are supporting you?
My son, my husband.
Yeah. What would it mean to walk away with a new car?
It's a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, fingers crossed. Have you been practising the kicks?
No, professional.
Good, good. Okay, we're loading the odds in your favour. What's your name, sir?
John from Gartcosh.
Okay, John, what's your feelings on this competition?
It's going to be tough.
Do you get the feeling that you could do it yourself? You've got the trainers on. I mean, are you going to take it yourself, or are you just going to look to the professionals once again?
I think unfortunately I'd pull a muscle, so I'll leave it to professionals.
Yeah, I heard that from Ruffy this morning. I understand exactly where you're coming from now. Tell me your name and where you're from.
Scott from Motherwell.
Scott, you are a confident boy. You've got the gleaming boots on, so I would think at this point you're going to take the kick.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it myself, I think, yeah.
Okay, and last but by no means least,
Alan from Uddingston.
Alan, you've got the gear on as well. You're going to take the kick on your own?
I'll give it a bash, see how we go.
Okay, right, let's explain the rules before we get to the kick. Basically, we've got 8 prize winners here. They will now select a ping pong ball from the bowl, and this is the bowl here. It's got a number on it, and that will determine the order that they take the kick. The first person to put the ball through the moving car wins the car. It's as simple as that. The family are over in the stand. They'll be cheering. We'll be jumping on that person's head, cuddling them and celebrating them winning a Peugeot 3008. We'll determine the order, and then we'll go back and give them a chance to pick from 1 to 5 from our former professional footballers and some who are currently playing. Let's get to know them that little bit better, because over here on the far side, come over here guys, let's get to know you that little bit better, because destiny is in your hands, and I'm delighted to say we've got 5 footballers who've got a fair bit of class, Ruffy. These guys and girls have got skill in abundance.
Yeah, I'm sure if you add up all the international caps they've got together, it won't be that much.
Yeah, absolutely, because the great thing is, Ruffy's got 53 caps and he's been to 3 World Cups, and he had a conversation with all 5 of them, and it lasted 12 and a half seconds because they haven't been to a World Cup and they couldn't relate to it, Ruffy. But nevertheless, I think we've got quality in abundance.
Yeah, I certainly have. Good. You can see the gear they've got on. They look really top for it. I don't think they've been to bed 9 o'clock last night. If you have a look at Barry's eyes, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, I'm sure they're good quality players, and I'm sure one of them will come up with the goods today.
Okay, let's get to know them that little bit better. Let me introduce the footballers. Currently playing for Morton, and I can tell you right now, he's just had a testimonial. He is looking absolutely resplendent in his gear. Chris Miller, I'm delighted you could come and join us. What do you make of this event? What do you make of the task that's facing you?
Brilliant event. I think Big Jeeves, I think, is going to do it. I think he's a man for the job.
What about yourself? Because somewhere over there is a prize winner who's hoping that you can float that ball into the moving car. Are you confident?
I'll try my best, but, you know, that's all I can do.
Yeah. Okay, as you can tell, Chris was one of those players out till 3:30 in the morning. The enthusiasm written all over his face there. Now, quite a lot of you are thinking, wow, this is an episode of Popeye and we've managed to get one of the characters from the cartoon, but I can tell you, this guy has got class in those feet. This is Gary Harkins, one of my favourite midfielders in Scottish football, because he's based his whole game on a lack of movement in the middle of the park and kicking it 40 yards right onto someone's toe. I can't pay you a better compliment than that. I am backing. I think you've got it today. I think you've got it in you.
I'm not sure. I had a few gins and wines and...
No need to be that open about it. I just wanted to know what you were thinking. I didn't want to know your exact itinerary for 3:30 in the morning, but how difficult is it? How easy is it going to be?
I think it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, okay. The great thing about picking the first two, as you can tell, we've gone for a lot of personality in the two footballers. Barry, surely, you're a former Scotland and Rangers captain. You will be able to float that ball, and you've been practising.
Yeah, we had that, I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago. Me, you and Ruffy were down Strathclyde Park. None of us get in right enough. But as Gary said there, it's harder than it looks. And I think you've picked a certain car because the windows are really small, so it's going to be difficult to try and win it, but listen, I hope somebody does because it's a great car, it's an offer. Yeah.
Well, the good news is, and I can tell you this, one of our prize winners is Jo. She's a big Hibs fan, and she's hoping that you could do it for her because she's not been your #1 fan over the years, but she will be if you win the car for her.
I remember her face. Giving me a bit of dogs if you see Easter Road, but listen, I'll try my best if she picks me.
Yeah. As you can see, Barry still looks absolutely sensed. He could still be playing now. In contrast, here's Joe Miller. The years have been hard on wee Joe. Look at that hair. But I'll tell you, what a player in his day for the Celtic centenary side. You've played here with distinction as well, Joe, skipping down the wing in the hoops. But this is different today. How do you feel about this task?
I never played for Thistle.
No, but you did for Celtic.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's tricky, but I hope Arnold Clark's got a good panel beater.
Yeah. Arnold Clark does have a good panel beater. And I'm delighted to say, from Joe over to this lady here, because Leanne Ross from Glasgow City, we're delighted you could show up here for us as part of the professional footballers. Now, I've got a lot of people with a lot of money riding on you putting that ball through the window. How difficult is it going to be?
Very difficult. I've had a wee look at people practising. Window's quite small, but I'm hoping that I can win the car for somebody today.
Now, the great news, you are obviously a professional footballer, still got the touch there. Are you worried about the 4 characters you've seen there here today? Their preparation has been woeful.
That's what I was just thinking. No, after the stories that they've been saying about their nights out last night, so hopefully my preparation's been a wee bit better. Definitely wasn't out till 3:30 in the morning. Tell Scott Booth that because I've got training the day. So hopefully, somebody can win the car for someone today.
Okay, we're only moments away, so let's get to the rules then. 8 prize winners. They're going to pick a ping pong ball with a number on it. That will determine the order that they take the kick. So let's go over. The pressure's on. Ruffy has the ball with the ping pongs, with the numbers on them. He's going to try and hide it. Good luck. And now, Lucy, put your hand in there and let's see exactly. You're going to be number 8. You're last, Lucy. You never know. Fingers crossed. Okay, so hold on. Fire away. Number 4 in the order. Weems Bay, everybody there now wondering. And you're going to be number 3. Okay. Our lady from Edinburgh, Jo, puts her hand in there and picks out number 6. 6. Okay. So the order coming. There's number 5. And we've only 3 left. And it's going to be 7. And number 2 for Scott. And Alan is... Alan, you're going to go first. How do you feel? You're first up. You could walk away with a car and disappoint everybody here.
Disappoint everybody. I think you'll be safe.
Okay then. That's basically the order they're going to be in. So all we need now is the first 1 to 5 to put your ball back in there. If you've got a number 1 to 5, put it back in there. And go in your order. And we've got number 3 in there. Okay, now, what we're going to do now is we have the order. Everybody knows the number that they're going to take the kick in. Now we're going to get 5 there that are going to pick a professional footballer. Now, I can tell you right now, Chris Miller's number 1. Gary Harkins is number 2. Barry Ferguson is number 4. And Leanne's number 3. And Joe, who doesn't really know what's happening at the moment, but... he's number 5, let me tell you. Okay, so there you have it. Right, Lucy is going to pick a footballer. And she's going in there and she's picked out number 5, Joe Miller. And Lucy sobbing uncontrollably now as she realises who's going to take the kick for her. And the next one, just hold on to that ball, Ruffy. And number 1 is Chris Miller. A man with a lot of skill and ability in that right foot of his. The left foot is merely for standing on. And Joe has got, let me see, she's got Barry Ferguson. Would you believe it? Joe, the fanatical Hibs fan. And Barry has said he's going to try and hit a car. Not that one, maybe one that's going down the M8. I'm only kidding you. And number 3 is Leanne Ross. And this one will be, just to check, number 2, which is Gary Harkins. Okay, if you put all 5 balls back in, Ruffy, that's all 5, Ruffy, just checking. And this gentleman here is going to pick one out who's going to take the kick for you. And it's number 2, it's Gary Harkins again. These guys here are going to take the kick on their own. There you are. You can tell the Peter and Ruffy combination there. I explained it to Ruffy, and 12 seconds later, it dropped into his head, and we're now on. Okay, let me take you over here. Our cameraman can hopefully get a shot. There is the car, the transfer window car. And if our driver is ready, he's going to turn on the car. He'll move across there and then we'll take the kick. And there is the Peugeot 3008. That's what you can win if the ball goes in through the window. So, best of luck to all the prize winners. And can we have the first person, which is Alan, who's coming up to take the kick on his own. Alan has got an opportunity to win the Peugeot 3008. Let's see, he steadied himself. The car's ready to move. Everybody here tense. Can Alan win the Peugeot 3008 in the transfer window at the first attempt? Here comes the car. He's steadying himself. He's looking. He's getting the trajectory right on this. Here comes Alan. There's the... and it's hit the side of the door. And suddenly, if somebody can phone a panel beater, my car is taking an absolute battering. Okay, let's quickly get a bit of reaction there. Alan, how tough was that?
That's really tough. To try and get the height right, that's only kind of constant, so I've never done that. So
okay, Alan, well done. And as you can see, Alan absolutely dejected there. Number 2 now is Scott from Motherwell. And Scott is all primed and ready. The car is there. He's watched how Alan tried to float that ball in. Is he going to go for a direct hit? Is he going to try and curl it with the instep or the outside of the boot? He's got the yellow boots. Can he match the confidence in the boots with the kick? Here it comes. Scott floats it. Over it goes. Just past in the back of the car. That was a close one. Scott, everybody was actually thinking that's on its way.
I thought so as well.
Yep. Don't worry, because as Scott heads back there, let me tell you this. If we don't get a winner after the first round, we go back round again. So, number 3. This time, Gary Harkins. Okay, Gary Harkins, I have to tell you, is a cultured midfielder. He's got a brilliant right foot on him, and he's taking the kick right now to try and win it for one of our prize winners. The car is moving. Gary Harkins looking at this moment very serious. He just curls it there and looks, oh, and it just hits the side of the car on the top of the bonnet. Oh, Gary, that was so close. I thought you had it there, big man. What did you feel?
Nearly. Next one.
You're going to get another chance, actually. Okay, number 4. Who's number 4? And taking it is Gary Harkins again. So, well, and there's a bit of unrest from the professionals because they feel as if Harkins has now got the measure of the car, and they realise it would be embarrassing for a low player to actually win this instead of Barry Ferguson. Okay, here we go. Prize winner number 4. And Gary Harkins is taking the kick again. He's got the white boots on. And of course, as you can see, some of the gear that he's borrowed from his best mates. And here we go. Gary Harkins. Second kick. Has he won this one? It's a good... Oh! That was sensational! Unbelievable! That was so close. That was brilliant. Oh, Gary. I mean, unlucky. That was... I'm telling you, sensational.
If it gets back round, I'm getting it.
Yeah, if it gets back round, I'm getting it. Confidence. Okay. Number 5, Leanne Ross. Leanne just steadies herself. The car is at the ready for contestant number 5. Leanne Ross has got the opportunity. The car moves. The Glasgow City player just taking aim, floats it, and again it hits the front. Tough one there, Leanne. How did you feel about that one?
That's my first shot. I've not had any practices, so when it comes back round to me again, got the measure right now.
Brilliant. That's what's typical professional footballer. Excuses in first when they miss. Typical. But Leanne there, close again. Gary Harkins, I think it's fair to say, has been the closest footballer with his 2 attempts. Now, Barry Ferguson for Joe from Edinburgh is the former Rangers captain, going to win it for the Hibs fan. Barry Ferguson just looks up and curls it, and it hits the back end of the car. And I can tell you, knowing Barry as I do, he is raging, by the way. And he just storms off to the back, doesn't want to speak to me. That's typical of him, by the way. He's a winner, and he'll get another shot at it as well. Okay, who's next up? And it's Chris Miller. Chris Miller, are we going to get a winner here today at Firhill? Chris Miller, this is a tense moment. Is it contestant number 6? I think it is. Yeah, 7. It's contestant number 7. And Chris Miller, the car moves. First round, are we going to get the winner? Is it Chris Miller to deliver here? Tries a little floater. Oh, and it was the top, Chris. Oh, I thought you had it there. You just decided to go with the instep.
I think you pressed the brake there.
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting a real insight into how the footballers feel about this, but what a chance there. Joe Miller is a man who scored a winning goal in a Scottish Cup final. Joe Miller, can he just float this ball in from a standing position? He's just taking it, and as you can see, Joe is wearing the same boots that he had on when he signed professional football all those years ago. And here comes the car. Can Joe Miller curl this one in? Is he going for a floater? Is he going to curl it instep or outside of the boot? Here comes Joe with a chance to win it. Oh, and that was a good one, Joe. Okay, it's 2:30 in the morning now. We're still waiting for... Let's see if we're back round again. That was close. 8, and here comes Alan for his second attempt. Well, Ruffy, come over here because that's round 1 gone before Alan gets ready. We thought in the transfer window this was going to be difficult. We tried it with Barry Ferguson at Strathclyde Park. It's proving tough.
Yeah, I think very impressed with the challenges the boys have put in. One, obviously, Gary hit the middle between the 2 windows, and you can see the excitement here, and it's building up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
It is, and I'm sure we're not too far away.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think we're too far away. Don't know who it's going to be, but I think it will happen in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, well, it's amazing. Once he becomes a director of Partick Thistle, he's starting to predict the future now. Do you think you're going to win the league?
Well, it'll be a hard task, but I have to say yes, don't I? I have to be positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Ruffy feels confident. Let's see. Alan at his second attempt is ready to go, Ruffy. And the car is on the move. Are we going to get the winner now? Alan deciding to take his own kick. Can he win the car and celebrate with his friends and family here in the transfer window with Arnold Clark? There goes the kick. Oh, and he's just gone low there on this occasion. It's just trying to get that elevation, and he's gone back dejected. And Scott from Motherwell is making his way forward. So close there, but it was down at the bottom end. And now Scott has got the opportunity to try and get this. And I'll tell you right now, suddenly everybody's thinking, is this going to be a long, long day trying to get this in? Okay, here we are. Contestant number 2 to try and win the Peugeot 3008 in the transfer window with Arnold Clark. We're live on PLZ Soccer. Here comes the car. Scott now floating it over. Oh, and that was close. He had a good tactic there. It didn't quite work out. In fact, that's fantastic. His fellow prize winners clapping as he failed. And now, here is the man who's going to have 2 goes at it as well. Gary Harkins, number 3 contestant, is hoping Gary has now got his range. And as you can see, Gary, as ever, with a smile on his face, is ready. Can he use the craft that he shows in the midfield for Queen of the South, just one of 19 clubs he's played for? Here he goes. He's curled it. This could be good. Oh, he's hit the bar. That is incredible. What a shot. You're getting closer and closer. And right away, almost, that car was almost heading to Weems Bay. Unbelievable. And I can tell you right now, the boys and the girls are not happy as Gary gets more practice, but that's what happens when you're a popular professional footballer taking kicks. And now, Gary Harkins, one more attempt here for contestant number 4. Can Gary Harkins finally nail this? He's been so close, and now he goes again, and this one, oh, and it's off the top of the roof this time. 2 attempts from Gary, and he just grimaces there, realising that he almost nailed it again. So, here comes Leanne, hopefully with a bit of luck. Barry just kicks the ball over to Leanne, and now she's ready, and the car is at the ready. Still over there in the far corner is the black Peugeot 3008. Is this the moment when it's going to be won? Leanne Ross going up now. She just takes a little float, and this is it! Oh, that was almost it! Oh, I thought that was in. That was incredible. What a great effort, Leanne. It was inches away. Inches away. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. And that was unbelievable. Almost getting it. So, Joe is there saying, come on, Barry Ferguson. And now the car is ready. And I can tell you right now, Joe has got her hands clasped. She is praying that Barry gets this one through. Here comes Barry now, ready. And he's slowed it down a little bit. And Barry, as ever, moaning on the pitch. Some things never change. Here he goes. He's curled it. This is a good one. Oh! And it hits the front of the window. But everybody now, slowly but surely, getting the range. Chris Miller's had a chance to watch. And there's nothing better than a professional footballer watching his fellow professional footballers fail miserably. He's now just... Oh, and Chris is actually putting the ball down as if he's Ronaldo. He's now just putting it at the adapter bit so he'll get a bit of dip on this. Here comes the car. A chance to win the car. Is Chris Miller, the man in the transfer window with Arnold Clark, to win this car? He's curled it, he's floated it. Oh, and it's hit the top. That is a clap again. It was so close there, but we didn't quite manage to get it. And Joe Miller, very rarely has Joe actually gone to get his own ball in a competition. He usually has ball boys there getting it for him, but Joe is there. He's ready. And Lucy from Nottingham, I can tell you, has got her fingers crossed. Joe Miller scored in a cup final. He's got winners' medals galore. Can he deliver here as the car moves? Joe Miller to win it in the transfer window. He's gone for power. Wow. 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 What an unusual tactic from Joe there. He actually thought to himself, I don't really want to hurt the car, so I'll kick it well away from it. That was an unusual tactic from Joe there. And I have to tell you, Lucy from Nottingham is thinking to herself, I wonder if picking Joe Miller was really a good idea after all. He went for power there, to be fair to Joe. He went for power. Gary Harkins has gone for a curl. Chris Miller as well. Leanne Ross was really close. And Barry Ferguson just getting the measure of it now. And Alan decided, I don't want a professional footballer. I want my own skills. So here, Alan has just said, I might live to regret that. But nevertheless, we're still looking for the winner. Live here on PLZ Soccer is the Arnold Clark car about to go. Alan, he's gone high and he hasn't managed to get it. It was close. Everybody now getting... And by the way, can I just say, someone on Twitter has just posted, could the car run out of petrol before this actually is won? Believe me, if we miss the Celtic Rangers game because of this, they'll be raging. There's so many of them desperate to go to it. But I can tell you, Scott McClyman is ready. He's primed. Is there a difference? Is there a change in the tactic? Here we go. Scott McClyman is going to take this to try and win the car. He's floated it. Yeah! He's got it! He's won the car! He's floated it in the window! What about that? He's won the Peugeot 3008! Incredible! How do you feel? That is magnificent.
Amazing.
That is absolutely sensational. Oh, brilliant. Joe Miller saying you were meant to put it in the front window, but that is unbelievable. Scott, sum up your feelings.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Can't believe it, honestly. That's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm just... speechless, honestly, speechless. Just amazing. That's brilliant. I can't wait to get the new car.
Yeah, Peugeot 3008. It was a brilliant tactic. He just floated it through into the back window, and everybody, you're absolutely delighted. That is magnificent. We've actually just witnessed the replay as well, and the floated kick seemed to be the one that was working.
Did it get in the replay as well?
It went in the replay as well. It's funny. Listen, it's funny you should say that, because here at Firhill yesterday, it went in, and even with a replay, they still didn't get the goal. But nevertheless, that is brilliant. You started all those weeks ago with 3 simple questions. You entered the competition. You managed to get them right. Who would have thought you'd be here at Firhill winning the car?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Peter. Honestly, I'm really, really pleased. Really, really pleased.
And what about your family? Where are they?
Back in the house.
That's what I like. Someone who's got no support here whatsoever. He's here on his own, and he's won a Peugeot 3008. I have to say, thank you very much to every one of our contestants who've made the journey from all across the United Kingdom as part of the transfer window sponsored by Arnold Clark. It's been a huge success. Thank you to Partick Thistle for letting us have the stadium. And of course, thank you to our professional footballers who deserve a round of applause for coming so close on the day. But there's only one winner, and would you believe it's not a professional footballer who's floated it in. The footballers are smiling joy for you, but really inside raging. So with that in mind, Arnold Clark and the events team will head to Scott's house with a Peugeot 3008. The transfer window has been won by Scott McClyman from Motherwell, and he's a very, very happy man, and his family will be absolutely delighted. Thank you to our driver who he's over there, who actually put on a sterling job, just driving it calmly every time the ball was booted towards him. Thankfully, Joe Miller adopted an approach which wasn't going to harm the driver in the end, but the others came oh so close. Gary Harkins deserves a special mention, Leanne Ross, Chris Miller and Barry Ferguson as well. Thanks to everyone here from Arnold Clark. Thanks to everyone in the PLZ soccer team. Hopefully, Ruffy will have another competition like that come in here, because you've got Scott in the middle. What about this man, Ruffy?
It was fantastic. I told you we didn't need the professionals, because we have people who are really keen, and I'm sure you want to tell your family, don't you?
Yes.
You want to go on the phone. I'm sure they'll be excited when you get back home.
They're probably watching it live, hopefully.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
hopefully they are. And of course, Ruffy's here, Scott's here, talking to me. he doesn't really want to talk to us. He wants to be taken over to see the car that he's won. So let's see the long walk of victory as he heads over there to see his Peugeot 3008. What about a round of applause for the winner, Scott McClymont, going over there. The Peugeot 3008 will be heading to Motherwell. It was a fantastic hit, and you can see there, that is absolutely unbelievable. One person on Twitter said we thought it was going to run out of petrol, the PLZ soccer car, but it didn't. Scott just floated it in, and there is Ruffy letting Scott get into the car. Well done to the man. He is our competition winner. And remember, stay tuned for more competitions on PLZ Soccer, sponsored by Arnold Clark. We've got more competitions where you could be a winner, joining us live on Facebook, Twitter, and of course YouTube. From Alan Ruff, from myself, Peter Martin, and from a jubilant Scott McClymont, our competition winner, thanks for joining us at Firhill. Have a great day, and don't forget, subscribe to PLZ Soccer on YouTube. Thanks for watching.